Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tania and today's video is a tag video, and I have fallen a little bit behind with these tag videos, but I will get through them all slowly. Today's video is Super Jacobs tag video, which is the cheapest luxury bag in my collection. I was tagged by both Jessie Style and Connor from the closet, so thank you guys for tagging me. I really appreciate it. Okay, so this tag was created by Jacob because he was inspired by one of Sophie Shohet's recent videos. And he decided to put out this tag where we could share with you one of the cheapest items that we have, or one of the cheapest pieces, luxury pieces we have in our collection. And the thing I need to clarify is similar to what Jessie did in her video. Here in Australia, when we talk about cheap, we mean lower priced. It's normal for us to say, gee, that's really cheap. Or, meaning affordable or less expensive. Of course, we also use these other words like affordable and less expensive and whatever else, which I can't think of at the moment. Great English teacher. But still, my point is, I know that some people's definition of cheap is as in cheap and nasty, or very low priced to the point that it is not worth it, or cheap as in tacky, or having less class. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to take the definition that when something is cheap, it means that it is less expensive, definitely affordable. So which luxury pieces are affordable? Well, I suppose if you consider the definition of luxury, well, I mean, taking the price as the definition, then a lot of these would not be deemed cheap. But given that luxury also has a plethora of meanings for certain people, I'm going to take the price aspect in terms of definition. So, English teacher job aside, let me share with you what I thought from my collection is perhaps a cheaper bag. Now, I've deliberately left out Oraton, which is like the Australian Coach equivalent, and Coach. So the two pieces I'm going to share with you, and I have chosen two. I could have chosen three, but that would have been cheating. I'm already cheating by having two. So bear with me. First one is a bag I don't use often, but when I do, I'm glad I have it. And that bag is one that I've shown you before, but some of you may not remember it because it's not one that I have often on display. And that is this Missoni tote. Now, if you know me, if you've been watching me for a while or following me for some time, you know that I'm not much of a tote girl. I love the Neverfull PM size because it's compact. I quite like that. It just barely fits over my shoulder because I'm also, like I've explained, not very petite up top. But this one here is a great one because it actually fits quite comfortably over my shoulder, and even with my full arms, I can still wear it. It has beautiful leather handles. They're raw on the underside. It's this beautiful canvas tote. It's got Missoni across here. It's got some rose gold hardware. It is the signature, or one of the signature Missoni swirls. That is, his pattern. And it's actually a great piece. Now, I scored this on eBay and it came brand new with tags in packaging. And the reason I chose it is because I wanted something like this. And I initially thought I would use this as my beach bag, but I can't. I can't bring myself to use it as a beach bag because I do that when I have luxury pieces. I think, oh, I'm going to use it for, and then I like something throw around every day. And I just can't bring myself to do it. If I'm going to do that, well, then I'll buy a cheap bag. See? A cheaper bag, as in a no-name brand. So my point is, this is one of them, and the reason why I chose it is because it has this gorgeous leather base, and it's got the feet, and the feet are actually raised, if you can see there, like that, little flattened domes. And inside it has a green leather base, and it has Missoni across there. Now, the reason why this one is a cheap luxury item, because it is Missoni for Target. So you know how sometimes the designers will release like a limited range for H&M or for Target or for Uniqlo or for, various other fast fashion accessible stores that everybody can access and use. And I came across this piece and I just love, I've always loved the Missoni design and the swirl, his signature pattern, and B, it was filling a hole that I needed in my collection, and C, it was Missoni for Target, which means it was very affordable. And I think I picked this up, and I did find it on eBay, so I probably uppaid a little bit, but I think I paid about $70 for this, which for Missoni, even a Target Missoni, is not a bad price. The original price of this was only $59, but given that I paid $70, it's neither here nor there. That's the tag and real leather. I'm glad to have it. So this was only released once. So that's the other thing about it. It is unique in that respect. Aside from the other people who also bought it from Target, it is an individual unique piece that Missoni doesn't have on their website or in their range anymore. So that's the first one. The next piece I'm going to share with you, and I'm sorry for cheating. Technically, that one probably would be my cheapest, although, as I said earlier, I'm deliberately leaving out Oroton and Coach. The next one is traditionally not a cheap brand, and certainly not a cheap luxury brand, but that is my Fendi canvas or jacquard shoulder bag. I bought this back in 2019 as a birthday gift to myself, and I bought this from eBay, and that's what makes it the cheaper one. And this one is, I suppose it was back in 2019 when, you know, the baguettes were starting to become very popular again, and people were just like snapping them up all from eBay and any pre-loved sites. And the irony is I used to see them before 2019 and think, gee, that's a nice bag. You know, I used to think a lot about Fendi back then and think, gee, Fendi's one of those brands that, you know, has been a quiet achiever in the background. And then boom, people like Mel Soldera picked it up. They started showing some vintage pieces and we all just went nuts. So anyway, I picked this up because I liked it because it was different and it was not the baguette style that everyone else was getting. Now, when I say everyone else, I mean everyone else on YouTube, because let's face it, everyone else in my life does not carry a Fendi. Having said that, you know, I'm starting to notice more designer bags because designer pieces are becoming more affordable. And I say that very lightly because they're still very expensive. You know, all you have to do is just look at the recent price increases. But here in Australia, we're paid well. Our wages are very, very fair. And so more people are able to afford luxury. So in terms of definition of luxury as being exclusive and standing out that only certain people can afford it, that's not so much the case. But anyway, this one here, I think I only paid 110 or 120 Australian dollars. So work that out in US, it's like nothing, cheap as chips. And I loved this one because it was just that little bit different. It did come with some wear on the strap, but I knew that going into it, and I didn't care because all I need to do is buy some leather glue and just press it together and, you know, seal it and finish it off nicely. I'm not even fussed about that. I was concerned again about the shoulder drop. I think I must have body dysmorphia because sometimes I think I'm considerably bigger than what I am, and people tell me I think that, but every time I look at a shoulder bag, I'm always worried that it's not going to fit over my shoulder, or it's going to be right under my underarm, and that's not a good look. But this one fits nicely. It's a little bit like the Louis Vuitton Pochette Accessoire. However, it is wider. So it's got that nice triangular sort of inverted V shape. It's got a nice zip. It's got the traditional vintage Fendi buckle and hardware. And the inside is just one opening, and it has a slip pocket here with the little plaque on the inside there too. And it's got the serial code somewhere else. I can't see it now. But I chose this, and this, given that it is a luxury brand, would perhaps be my cheapest. When I do use this bag, I actually use it with this particular strap, which is very Fendi-esque, but this is not a Fendi strap. I purchased this from a brand called Gabrielle by P. They have some beautiful vegan handbags and their own SLGs and so on, but they also make a collection of straps, and I deliberately bought this one because of the fact that it did look like some of the Fendi strap use, and it actually goes really well with this bag. Of course, the hardware on this one is different because it's silver hardware, and that is that antique silver or worn ruthenium, but I don't care. I just use it and it looks great. Plus, the gold does pick up a little bit on this beige Zucca print that is on the black canvas. So guys, they're my two cheap luxury pieces. I should have chosen only one. I suppose of the two, the Missoni would be the cheapest one. But let me know if you'd like to see a more detailed review of these pieces. As far as I know, there is no review of this bag out there, so I'll probably just do one anyway. But let me know what you think of these choices. Do you know my collection? Did I choose correctly? And thank you, Connor and Jessie, for thinking of me. I appreciate that very much. I will also tag a few people below to keep the momentum going. And I'm going to make a conscious effort to make sure I get the tag videos out as I am tagged, or pretty soon after I am tagged. So let me know if there's any tag video out there that you'd like me to do. I may have missed some. I look forward to reading your comments as always. Take care, everybody. God bless. And I'll see you next time.